A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 from the Voice of America in Washington. And this is Gibbs Dube. I'm in Maryland, and my colleague, Marvelous Mtlanganyahuye, is in Washington. Marvelous.
A very good evening, Zimbabwe. I'm Marvelous Mtlanganyahuye, reporting here from Washington, D.C. because of the coronavirus pandemic, which is ravaging the world and Zimbabwe. As you know, this is a pre-recorded program, so we will be coming in from time to time. The figures we may be sharing here might have changed by the time you actually watch the show. So Zimbabwe currently has 46 people that have tested positive for the coronavirus and 4 deaths. But there's also good news. There are 18 recoveries, those that have actually caught the coronavirus and actually survived from the virus. So, what does it look like worldwide, Gibbs?
So when we look at figures worldwide, Marvelous, there are 4,731,987 cases as we speak right now. There may be more than now, more than that, because figures are increasing every minute. So then out of these people, 315,496 have actually died. And some have recovered. There are above 1 million people that have actually recovered. In USA, we have 1,486,742 cases. And out of these, 89,564 people have died. As you said, Marvelous, there are 46 cases in Zimbabwe, 18 recoveries, and 4 deaths. So it seems as if the number of people that are contracting coronavirus COVID-19 is increasing in Zimbabwe. So as we speak right now, we know that there are serious issues in Zimbabwe concerning the alleged abduction of 3 MDC activists by suspected state security agents, and there's a lot of things that are going on. And so now I guess we've got the father of one of the women, but we'll go back to that later on. So Zulukandaba linganjani lapha likhona thina siphilile lapha ke mina ngise Maryland, omunye wami uMarvelous Mtlanganyahuye use Washington DC. Ngenxa ye coronavirus COVID-19 asebenzele ema-ofisini silapha ngekhaya, kodwa ke siyaliphakulela khonokho elifisa ukuthi libe kwazi ke coronavirus COVID-19. So lamhla sikhuluma khonokho ukuthi ke umhlaba wonke jikelele sokulabantu 4 million abedlula 4 million asebebanjwe umkhuhlane lo, kuthi abedlula 300,000 singathi 315,000 sebebhubhile. Kuzobuya e-USA sebedlula sebefika phose 1.5 million abalomkhuhlane lo asebebhubhile bafika phose ikhulu 89,564. La ma-figures Marvelous wanikwa i-Johns Hopkins University. Kwele Zimbabwe 46 abantu asebegula umkhuhlane lo, 18 asebesilile, 4 babhubha. Kunjalo ke Marvelous. So ungangena khonapho.
Aiwa, kunawo vachangobva kupinda muchirongwa chedu. Nhasi tiri kuenderera mberi tichitarisa zviri kuitika munyika uyezve pasi rose panyaya yechirwere checoronavirus kana kuti COVID-19. Pari zvino munyika mune vanhu vabatwa nechirwere ichi vanosvika ivo 36. Tirikuona pane vanhu 4 vakawanikwa ivo vachishaya. Uyezve panewo nhau yakanaka iri kutambirwa yekuti pane vanhu vanosvika 18 vakawanikwa vachibatwa nechirwere ichi checoronavirus vakakwanisa kunge vachichikunda. Saka ndozvo zvatichange tiri kuzeya ipo panapa. Tichitarisa zvakare kuti pasi rose pakamira sei panyaya iyoyi yedambudziko rechirwere checoronavirus. Tinoona kuti imo muno muAmerica ndimo muri kuti netsei panyaya iyoyi yeuwandu hwevanhu vari kubatwa nechirwere ichi checoronavirus. Munzvimbo yakadai seNew York ndo yaita epicenter kana kuti nzvimbo iri kuwanikwa iyo ine vanhu vakawanda vari kubatwa nechirwere ichochi checoronavirus. Totarisa pasi rose kune zvatiri kubva kutambira kubva kuJohn Hopkins University imo muno muAmerica vari kuti ivo pasi rose pane vanhu 4.7 million vakabatwa nechirwere ichochi, 315,000 vachiwanikwa ivo vachishaya. Asi muAmerica matiri imo muno pano vanhu 1.4 nearly 1.5 million vabatwa nechirwere ichochi, uyezve vanhu 89,000 zvichidaudzira vachiwanikwa ivo vachishaya. Saka ndo zvimwe zvatichange tiri kukurukura. Tichange tiri kukurukura zvakare pamusoro pezviri kuitika munyika panyaya dzezvematongerwo enyika. Tichitarisa isu nyaya yekupambwa kuri kunzi kwakaitwa mamwe madzimai 3 ebato reMDC inotungamirwa navaNelson Chamisa. Saka ndo zvimwe zvatichange tiri kukurukura ipo pano. uyezve tina baba vamwe veavo vakapambwa vachange vari kukurukura nesu tichionesana kuti zvakamira sei pari zvino. Vari kunaya here? Asi pane nhaurwa yavari kutaura kuti panzvimbo iri kuchengetedzwa pachipatara apa nhasi pamuka paine mapurisa nevanhu vakawanda, asi baba vemumwe akapambwa vachange vari kutaura nesu vachitiudza isu kuti zviri kufamba sei pari zvino, uyezve zvii zviri kusangana nemwana wavo, uyezve nevamwe vari kunzi ivo vari muchipatara pari zvino. Saka zvimwe zvinhu zvatichange tiri kukurukura ipo pano tichionesana nenyanzvi nevamwewo panyaya iyoyi yechirwere checoronavhairus, kuti chirwere ichi vanhu vari kukurudzirwa ivo kuti ngavagare kudzimba, ngavapfeke mamaski. Saka tichange tiri kunzwa kuti saka pari zvino zvakamira sei panyaya iyoyi, uyezve tinoona kuti muZimbabwe pari zvino nyika yakapuhwa iyo mavhiki 2 kana kuti 14 days. Takaudzwa isu kuti nyika iri pakuvharwa indefinitely, zvinoreva kuti pamavhiki 2 ega ega mutungamiri wenyika anenge achizoya achitaura kuti zvakamira sei. Tanga tichangobva nyika yeZimbabwe kunge yanga yakapuhwa 14 days, asi pano vari kutaura ivo mutungamiri wenyika kuti vachange vari kutarisa every 2 weeks kuti vovhura nyika here kana kuti kwete. Ndo zvatiri kutaura Gibbs.
Kunjalo ke Marvelous. So ke siyabona ukuthi kukhona kunenge okwenzakalayo eZimbabwe omuhle okuyo wangikhona ukuthi phela iZimbabwe sokule extension khona okuthiwa yi-lockdown, so sokuthiwa ku-indefinite. So singazi ukuthi indefinite utsho ukuthi sokumtshokotsho vele ukuthi akusalungiswa asikwazi. So ke engikubonayo ke ukuthi kuyahlala kunjalo, njalo kuthiwa kuyabe kureviewa after every 2 weeks, kutsho ukuthi kuyahanjwa sibili, singazi abantu bevalelwe khonapho ukuthi kabasuze bebhonkolwe kumbe bazabhonkolwa na. So ke Marvelous, I had an exclusive interview with the Deputy Minister of Information, and that is Mr. Energy Mutoti. He was talking about the alleged abduction of the 3 MTC women, who include Johanna Mamombe, who is the Harare West Member of Parliament, Cecilia Chimbiri, and then Nesai Maroba. So according to the Deputy Minister, these people are faking abductions. So let's listen to what he said about all this.
There is a lot of things that are happening in Zimbabwe.
So sorry. So let's hear him saying something about some of this.
There is a lot of things that are happening in Zimbabwe, and one of these things is an opposition which has failed on the election front. To win an election, it started with Morgan Tsvangirai himself. He couldn't win an outright majority to form a government, and that led to that GNU. That legacy has continued with Chamisa as well. He has failed to win the hearts of the Zimbabwean people. He has failed to convince them that he can be a leader, an alternative leader against ZANU-PF. Now the opposition and other enemies of the government, they are now coming up with some strategies that can then entail the international community to fight the Zimbabwean government directly, seeing that on the election front they cannot achieve a regime change. So these abductions are being used by opposition leaders to ensure that the government has a bad image, government is seen as torturing its citizens and breaking international law. And they hope that this will trigger international powers or foreign powers like the US and other hostile countries into not only imposing more sanctions, but also deciding on a military intervention against Zimbabwe. And they are entertaining these hopes, hoping that one day there will be a military intervention by foreign countries in Zimbabwe, something which we know is never going to happen. What we are doing as a government is that we have stood with the constitution. We are working with every Zimbabwean who is willing to work with us. We are working with every international partner or any state which is willing to engage and work with us. So these fake abductions, they started, of course, with the comedians. Those I don't remember their names. We come to doctors, that Magombe as well. They were all those stories, and they continue now with an MDC MP saying they've been abducted. What these people are doing is that they are faking these abductions. They do their demonstrations, of course, in a very dangerous situation of the COVID-19. So they do that. They check themselves around in the countryside. They put bruises on their bodies, and then they start alleging that they've been abducted by the government, so that the government has a bad image and is criticized by international players. So this is something that is now well known. If there were some people, they were going to stop this and cooperate with the government in parliament.
There you are, Marvelous. It's gaming that these people are faking. They go to the rural areas there and then injure themselves and claim that they've been abducted by state security agents. You know, I pressed him in this interview to explain why he was saying that. And then he said, you know what, they can't even arrest anybody because they are fake abductions. So they are fake people being implicated. And he went further to say, it seems as if it's coming from their principals, you know. And I said, no. But imagine you going into the bush there, injuring yourself. Is that possible? And then it described these people as comedians, as actors, so that some outsiders will intervene militarily in Zimbabwe. There we are. So Zurugandaba, limzulele pa energy mtote kuluma uti ke labo bathi bathunjiwe bakamba manga ngabantu bafuna ukuthi ele Zimbabwe ungenele ibutho lemelika lokunye okutshiyeneyo. So ke singazi ukuthi lina lapha elikhona likuthola njani khona okukhulumileyo. Sizwile abanye sibili ngani kuyabazondisa kunye okumalisayo. So ke Marvelous kunjalo.
Aiwa, apo tanga tiri kunzwa kubva kuna vaenergy mutodi vehurumende yeZANU-PF vanga vari kutaura ivo pamusoro pekupambwa kwakaitwa madzimai matatu ebato reMDC inotungamirirwa navaNelson Chamisa. Tiri kuona apo vakataura naGibbs Dube weStudio 7. Vamutodi vanga vari kutaura ivo kuti zvakaitika izvi manyepo, vari kuti ivo vanhu ava vanogona kunge vakangozvitora ivo vakazviendesa kunzvimbo yavakazowanikwa. Vari kutaura ivo kuti vanofungidzira kuti izvi zviri kuitwa nebato rinopikisa kuitira kuti avo vakatemera nyika yeZimbabwe zvirango vagowanikwa vachidzoka zvakare vachiunza mauto nezvimwe zvakadaro. Saka kutaurawo kwavamutodi uku semunhu anga avhunzwa kuti munoona sei sehurumende yeZimbabwe nyaya yekupambwa kwemadzimai ava. Vabva vataura ivo kuti nyanya mudare muzvare Joanna Mamombe vataura ivo kuti vanga vari pane vanhu ava nekuti vari kufungidzira ivo kuti vamutodi vanoti vanofungidzira kuti hurumende dzekunze dzikaona izvi zvichiitika dzingazogona zvakare kuwanikwa dzichiisa zvirango zveupfumi panyika yeZimbabwe. Saka kumaonero avo aya ekuti ivo semaonero avo vanofungidzira kuti zvakaitika izvi hazvina kuitika pachokwadi. Asi sekutaura kwataita tichange tiri kuenderera mberi tichizeya tichiona kuti zvakamira sei panyaya iyoyi yekupambwa kwemadzimai matatu ayo panguva yapo nyika yese nepasi rose vari kurwisa chirwere cheCovid-19 kana kuti coronavirus. Gibbs.
Yeah, before we go to Mr. Chimbiri, I think we are trying to get him and we've got him, but there are still some few things that we have to work out. We've got another guest, and that is Mr. Mbuso Mhlanga. He's a Zimbabwean based in South Africa, and he's been watching all these things happening in Zimbabwe. Mr. Mbuso Mhlanga, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, G, how are you, brother?
No, very fine. Can you hear me very well?
Very loud and clear.
Yes. So, Mr. Mhlanga,
can you hear me also?
Yes, we can. So, yes, we can. We can. So, Mr. Mhlanga, we see that there's a lot of there are a lot of things happening in Zimbabwe, and one of those things is the alleged abduction of those MTC women. What's your take on that?
Hey, Mr. Gibbs, I think you and me, we know the politics in Zimbabwe, so no need really to dwell much on that on my side, because I don't know. I don't know, but what this other man was saying, what the people went out in the bush to injure themselves and then claim to have been abducted. It's a bit awkward, yeah? I don't know. There is also this other question probably that maybe a lot might have. Uti, who actually found these people?
So apparently it's the father, lawyers, and some MTC activists were actually called by villagers to say there are people who were dumped at a shopping center in Pindura South.
So just there are people who were dumped at a shopping center, and well, it's a bit awkward, this situation. I'm not saying what they were abducted or they were not abducted. I still have a question myself. How were these people up? Because it is said that they were demonstrating. Obviously, there weren't two of them only. I mean, three of them. There were some other people. So when they were abducted, where was the other crowd now?
So I think the police have to explain that.
Yeah, you see, this is where we are not certain as to where the other crowd was and what was the reaction, and after that, what happened. But also on the other hand, why would the police also have a different statement at first? Then next thing, the Minister of Information is saying this. At first, it is said the police admitted that those people were arrested and were at the police station. So then later on, like they changed the statement. Then now nobody knows where those people went and so forth. The whole thing, you know, it's actually full of faults. But somehow something happened to these ladies, of course. If at one stage the police said they were at the police station, that means somebody within the military organizations or intelligence organizations took those people to the police station. Then from there, what happened? This is the question now. What happened to them after they were taken from the police station? Then you hear this statement that they are faking what. It's strange, Gibbs, yeah?
Yeah, okay, so hold on, Mr. Mhlanga there. Let me bring back Marvelous Mhlanga. Now we've got Mr. Henry Chimiri. So Marvelous, go ahead. You can ask a question to Mr. Chimiri, then I'll put you through.
Aiwa, tinokutendai tiri kuona kuti tavana vaHenry Chimbiri baba vemumwe akawanikwa iye achipambwa pamadzimai matatu akapambwa veMDC ebato rinotungamirwa navaNelson Chamisa. Saka vaChimbiri tinokuchingamidzai pachirongwa. Mwana wavo ndiCecilia Chimbiri akapambwa iye nemumwe anonzi Netsai Marava Mudare Justina Johanna Mamombe. Saka regai tiende kuna vaChimbiri tichiti vaChimbiri mungatitsanangurirawo kuti kwakamira sei ikoko panyaya yeutano hwemwana wenyu Cecilia.
Mr. Chimbiri, can you hear us? Hello, Mr. Chimbiri, can you hear me? So apparently, I think maybe something happened to him. I was hearing him all along. I think then something happened. So anyway, let's proceed, Marvelous, and then I think his phone is going to be activated. So it is in a spot where the network comes.
Yeah, he's actually. I spoke to him earlier on, right? Yes. And he said actually that he's actually at the hospital. But he said there was a lot of drama at the hospital today because his daughter was taken from her hospital room and she was taken, I think, to get x-rays done. But the other two ladies did not know that she had been taken. So they started panicking because the police are also saying that they also want to start interviewing them, all three of them there at the hospital. But I hope that we'll be able to get him so he can come and explain. But he was saying the network is bad. But he would like to continue talking about the fate of the three ladies so that their story is not forgotten, because he says the situation is very bad from where he was today.
Yeah, so I think we'll try him as we go, but you can proceed. Maybe pose a question to Mr. Mhlanga. Mr. Mhlanga is in South Africa, so go ahead.
Maybe Mr. Mhlanga, what's the lockdown like there in South Africa? How are you spending day to day?
Okay, let me bring him. Let me bring Mr. Mhlanga. Go ahead, Mr. Mhlanga.
Okay, we are still on level 3. I mean, on level 4, and the government is proposing to go to level 3, which is a bit relaxed than the level 4 and 5. But when we look at the numbers in terms of infections and deaths, the numbers are still growing. I think as of yesterday, on infections, it was about 15,000 something. Then on deaths, it was 262. But there is also a good number of recoveries. I suppose it's about 7,000 something as well.
So looking at what is happening in South Africa, Mr. Mhlanga, when ubona kwakho ubona ngani abantu baphila ngani sokuthi abantu bahlupheka abanye sezazi babuyele ekhaya kuhamba njani khonokho?
Yeah, ukuhlupheka abantu bayahlupheka, Gibbs. I'm not going to lie and say abantu abahlupheki. But the thing is, you know, it affects people who have already been on the back foot before the lockdown. So, and the people who do daily, what can I say, hustles, into ezinjengalezo. Fine. I'll take my own situation. I mean, I'm doing my own business, so I'm not employed by anybody. It's getting tough every day because where we usually stock or get our stock, most of the places are closed. And on the other hand, you find that you can't sell, you can't buy. So we are just stagnant. Then for those people who were already on the back foot before the lockdown, yeah, it's quite tight. And some people, they are saying they can't get the monies even to pay the rents, whereas the landlords will tell you that the bank is getting the money from me, maybe like the for the bond and so forth. So I'm not going to listen to your story that you don't have money to pay the rent. Whereas there are some also with good heart who are saying to their tenants, okay, we understand your story. Maybe we can make an arrangement as to how you're going to pay, because the law also allows in South Africa that if you can't pay, maybe like situations like the one where we are, you can actually make an arrangement between the tenant and the landlord. They can make an arrangement to pay maybe with the outstanding within a certain period. So let's say 3 months and so. But still, as long as people are not at work, some people will continue to find themselves really going on the back foot. So angeke ngakhulumele abanye ngabaziyo, but generally that's how it is like.
Okay, hold on there, Mr. Mhlanga. Marvelous, you can continue there.
Aiwa, apo tanga tiri kunzwa kune chimwe chizvarwa cheZimbabwe vari muSouth Africa vachitaurawo kuti kwakamira sei panyaya yelockdown. Vari kutaura ivo kuti vazhinji pari zvino vari kutarisana nedambudziko renyaya yekubhadhara marenti nezvimwe zvakadaro sezvo vanhu vakawanda vari kuitawo mabasa.
Sorry, Marvelous. So I think we've got Mr. Henry Chimbiri right now.
Let's go for it.
Yes. Mr. Chimbiri, how are you? Yeah, can you come close to your phone? No, it seems as if you are a little bit far. Come close again.
I'm closer now.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes. So tell us, we hear that there was some drama today at the hospital where you went to look for your daughter. What happened?
Yes.
What happened?
I was not informed. I just heard that my daughter is just being taken by an ambulance. And when I reached there, I found some police officer.
What was the police officer doing there? So I think his phone is connecting and reconnecting and stuff like that. So meaning that his network is not too good, but we'll continue on trying to get him. So, so as you heard,
9 of them.
Yes. So what?
My daughter into an ambulance, and I was not told what So there were 3 officers, 1 woman and 2 female. Sorry, two male detailed police officers who got inside, and then I pushed my wife inside. I had to follow it again. So I followed that, but I lost it when we reached this coronavirus checkpoint at the ZBC. But the ambulance didn't stop because it didn't take another lane and it's not stopped. I then had to follow it the other way around through Douglas Road there, along Coventry. And then I caught up with it. And then when I found my wife, she told me that she was at the Leopold Takawira Kuna 50th Street at Dr. Chimugre there, Oscar. Yeah. So we were all worried because we don't know, we don't trust the police anymore, and I don't trust them. They are a dishonest organization. So I don't trust anyone who's called a police officer right now, and I don't like them.
Marvelous. So he says he doesn't trust the police anymore. And he
Yes,
was worried about his daughter, yeah.
Vachimbiri tinokuchingamidza
after until there's a new government. This government, police officer, I don't trust anybody. They are all dishonest. They lie. They want to kill my daughter.
Okay, hold on there, Mr. Chimbiri.
Vachimbiri mungatitsanangurirawo kuti zvafamba sei pamanga maenda kunoona mwana wenyu nhasi.
So you can say that in Shona what you're saying. Marvelous is asking that question.
All right.
Taurai baba.
Ndasvika ndafonerwa ndaitwa zvokupiwa runhare nemudzimai achiti mwana ndangonzi iwe wanga wakutoenda kutoilet, asi wazongosvika vachingonzi mwana aburitswa. Saka pavazomhanyawo kunze vakasvika vaona motikari yeambulenzi mwana akuendeswa kwavanga vasingatoziva. Ndobva ndafonerwa ini ndikamhanya kuuya kunobva ndafonera maloya ndikati mukuziva here kuti mwana aburitswa. So anouya anoti aweya hatisi kutoziva kuti chii chiri kuitika. Let me find out kubva madoctors. So pavazonditaurira kuti vanzi ari kutorwa kuenda kusikani, ini ndateera ikoko neambulenzi yacho ndichiiona kuti iri kusvika kupi, but tazorasana panzira paZBC kubva kuParktown kuchipatara kwaari vachienda ikoko kwanga achinzi ari kuenda ikoko. Saka yanga iri nyaya yesikani, asi isusu because we are tiri kuti hatinzwanani nemapurisa uye hatitrust mapurisa kana kuti hatina chivimbo nemapurisa, vanhu vanonyepa. Kana vakakwanisa kutora mwana wangu vakakwanisa kusunga mwana
His phone is now.
Okay.
Police station with
Yeah, hold on, Baba. Just yes, go ahead now. Go ahead.
Saka zvavanga vatora mwana wemapurisa achienda naye zvakare ndaanda kutotya kuti right izvozvi vakutonomuuraya nokuti havana kuti vatitaurira nokuti pakaita agreement yekuti tinofana kuti kana vakuda kuita anything vanoudza vabereki vemwana votaura nemalawyers ndokuti votaura navo. Saka mapurisa aya haakwanisi kuita chimwe chinhu vasina kutaurira maparents uye malawyers acho. Saka isusu maparents amai nemwana zvese asina kutomboziva kuti chii chiri kuitika, ende sisiri iyeyo is a target kwavari, havatomuda kumuona. Ndizvo zvazvinoreva kuti isusu tiri kutya, hatina chivimbo navo, vanogona kutiurayira mwana zvakare. Ndiye mwana wangu chete musikana wandinaye, and I love mwana iye, and I'm a parent, I don't want kuti mwana iye akanganiswe navo. Kana aine mhosva vanogona kusunga inini mwana waye amborapawo ondiisa muchitokisi inini vachigara vachirapa mwana uyu kusvika apora vozotaura naye. Zvino vari kukanganisa mwana uyu nokuti vana ava vari kuti vakangoona mapurisa chete kana kuti hwane wakabviswa panzvimbo paari, vamwe vese vanenge vatoafected vakuchema. Izomwe wacho haachagona kutaura joy naasi kutaura avhunduka kuseni pavashaya sisiri yavache up to now she can't eat, haasi kudya nokuti vana vari traumatized kuroti vavhiringidzwa pfungwa, vari kurimemba zvese zvavakaitwa vachirohwa, vakangoona mapurisa chita kubva varimemba. Saka zvikuvatyisa, vari kuvhunduka, kana vakavhura dhoo vanotovhunduka vana ava kuroti vana ava vacharamba vachirwara nokuti mapurisa ari kutoda kuti vana ava vafe. Chavari kuwira chiko vana vari kurapwa kuchipatara, hapana amboramba kuti vane mhosva kana kuti haana mhosva, asi chinodiwa ndechekuti mapurisa basa ravo ndiro kuendesa vana kumatare edzimhosva. Ivo ndo vakutotonga vari kutoti vana ava vane mhosva kudhara. Saka mhosva yacho yakatotongwa kare kare navo, ivo ndo vava matare edzimhosva. Because dai pasina izvozvo malawyers ndo magarantuas vanofana kuziva kuti kana vana vanonzi vakurapwa vakazoshaikwa vanobvunza maloyasi. Asi ivo havasi kuita izvi, vari kuramba pachipatara pese pakatozara mapurisa kutaura kwandikuita muno. Ine nguva dzinedzi hadzingadinini 6:27 pakazara mapurisa usiku uno. Varipo makoridho mese mumasajeni machiva, vamwe maCID, vamwe vari plain cloth. Hatitoziva kuti kana kufamba kwedu kuita sei. Kana nezuro usiku pamba pakauya vanhu vatatu vanenge vashanu, handina kuziva vainoka gedhi, handakumbobudapo. Varume vatatu. Saka vanogona kungoda ndikuwadza kuti inini. Zvino inini handina basa, ngavandiuraya, singavasiye mwana wangu. Kana vandiuraya, kutaura chavada kundiuraya. Asi it will never change. Nekuti kunyange vakauraya inini, hazviunze hupfumi dzimba dzevanhu, hazviunze employment. Saka ngavasiyane nemwana wangu. Vakaita misapo indi dai vanga vari vamwe vanhu vaifana kuti tikukumbira uregere ruzva takaita mistake yekuti vana ava takazovashaya. Tainzwa South Africa vanodaro vani. Zvino havasi kuda kana kumbira regere, vari kutoramba vachiti vana ava vakwe ndio vane mhosva, vape ngavainterview, ngavataurwe navo, vanotaurwa navo chiko, ivo vakadi vari kuziva mhosva yavo. Vana ava vakasungwa nemapurisa. Mapurisa vanoziva vanhu vavakapa. Mapurisa vakarova vana vedu. Nekuti vana vaive netrust yekuti mapurisa kana achinge amisa vanhu, kana vati mune mhosva vanoenda kustation, vakaenda navo kustation. Ini ndakataura navo na 3:48 almost 4:45 vachiti deti ndasungwa ndiri pacentral police station paHarare kutauni. Ndikati ndakuya ikoko zvanzi wamira iditi hapana nyaya ndofa is a small issue. Vari kuti hatina mani irike ma-coronavirus mask hatina wachitanzanza haasi equality. Ndinoti havana kutitaura kuti nyaya yacho ndei. Only to realize kuti vana vazodisappear, takuvatsvaga, takuzonzwa vana vanhongwa kupindura ndokwavawanika. Nawo mapurisa yaakuungana mani. Asi pavatsvaga pataitsvaga vana ava vanga vasingawaniki mapurisa ava vachitoramba vachitotutuka. Inini ndakatombozunzwa ndakatodhonzwa murumu 115 kucentral police ino vakandiendesa imomo vachinditaura kuti iwewe takusunga uda kuramba uchikonzera nyaya panapa. Vakutondipa nyaya ndakati urayai sungai ini kuda mwana wangu kupana. So you find kuti mapurisa ava handichavatrust, handichisai navo. Nokuti dai vaiziva kuti mwana anenge ashaikwa anonzwa kurwadziwa, kana vari vanhu chaivo chaivo vakaberekwa usini naamai vomukadzi, havaita zvakadaro. Handifungi kuti vakaberekwa nemunhu womukadzi.
Okay, hold on there. Yes, hold on. We're coming back to you, Marvelous. Okay, so let me bring in Marvelous. So, Marvelous, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe if he can, I don't know if he's able to hear me.
No, you can talk, then I'll cue you in.
Okay. Vachimbiri panga paina vaenergy mutodi panapa vebato reZANU-PF.
Hold on, say.
Vanga vari kutaura ivo vachiti zvakaitika izvi aiwa havasi kunyatsowirirana nazvo. Vane maonero avo akasiyana. Imi munoti chii?
So, Mr. Chimbiri, it seems as if the Deputy Information Minister, Energy Mutoti, said, these women are faking abductions. So, in a way, he's saying it's fake. What they're doing, they're merely behaving like comedians. What's your reaction to that?
He is a pathological liar. He's a liar and he's insane. He's insane. He must just go and play Roomba. Yes, he can be a minister because anyone can be a minister. But I think he's insane. His insanity is growing up to become a COVID-20. That's the coronavirus, I think. He can't talk about that. He must come and see. He's senseless. He does not know what he's talking about. In fact, you can't have a country where you have got a minister of that type of nature who does not know even organizational behavior. He does not know sociology. He is a fake PhD. He's fake. I don't even want to hear about this kind of thing, Roomba guy. He can't talk like that when I am here. I'm at the hospital right now, and I'm seeing my daughter in pain, and 3 daughters in pain, and he talks that nonsense. What kind of drama is that? So this country is cursed. You can't have a country where you have got such a type of minister who has no public relations at all. It shows the background. It shows the head of the fish, how it is. He is just insane.
No, thank you,
That's what I've been saying.
Thank you, sir. Can you hold on there? I think Marvelous, you could hear him very clearly.
Yes,
Yes.
ndakandiri kuvanzwa. Maybe you can ask him to say it in Shona kuti vanoona sei zvakataurwa navamutodi in Shona.
So briefly in Shona, what can you say about what was said by Mr. Energy Mutodi, Mr. Chimbiri? Very briefly, but no insults.
Okay. Energy Mutodi, ngaaziwe zvekutamba rumba. Atambe kanindo. Pfungwa dzake dzakatoipa, pfungwa dzake dzakatofa. Musoro make muna Satan. Kana muzukuru wangu chaiye mudiki ane 3 years aite behavior kana kuti unhu hwakadaro. Anganyepe kuti vana ava vana chavakaita vakapfeka idhirama. Dhirama vana vakakuwara zvakadai. Nditori panapa mumwe haasi kudya mumwe haasi kutaura mumwe atorwa neambulenzi. Saka ivo vari kutaura kuti ambulenzi yatombotora vana achina navo kureva kuti mwana haana kukwara. Idhirama rese iroro. Mapurisa ese ari panapa chavagarira panapa idhirama. Asi minista achitaura zvakadaro. Uyo munhu uyo ngaasiye zvaari kuita zveuminista izvi. Vakuru vacho kana vari vanhu vari kuda kuita hurumende, ngavayabvise munhu iyeyoyo. Aende kunogara kubhotosoro kwake kugoromonzo. Kana kuti avhure ministry yemusic kana kuti arts festival ayapota achita maarts festival yematheaters yakutaura. Anorwara, ngavamurapise mukomana uyo, ngavamuendese kunomurapisa kuHarare hospital kana kuIngocheni. Ari kurwara murume uyo.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can you hold on there? I think you could hear what you are saying. And then I think we're joined by our third guest, and that is Mr. Tsvangirai Mkwashi. He's a newsman. He has been practicing in Zimbabwe for a long time now. So I think many people have seen so many of these good photographs that we see on earth.
Yes.
Taking them. He's a gentleman that we all know, and let's bring him on and hear what Tsvangirai Mkwashi is saying about what is happening in Zimbabwe. Mr. Mkwashi, welcome to the program.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. So tell us, what is going on in Zimbabwe? A lot of things have been happening in terms of abductions, in terms of COVID-19. Just briefly, 1 minute. What's your take on what is happening in Zimbabwe right now?
I think I'm just here to talk about COVID-19 and the initiatives that we have been doing as a group of journalists. We have been trying to support the frontline staff, which includes nurses and doctors, various people who are dealing with the pandemic. But also, we have extended our support to those vulnerable within our society. And this has been going on for some time. We've been getting various support from different, companies, who have been supporting us, and we appreciate that support we're getting. As you know, that this pandemic is not selective. It's affecting. It affects everybody in our country, and I just felt that it's our duty as this group of journalists who got together to try and get as much support as possible to support the frontline staff.
So you are covering this COVID-19. Do you have any protective clothing yourselves?
Yes, I have protective gear. I mean, when journalists, we're classified as an essential service. So I mean, we have to be exemplary in our jobs. So I have protective clothing, and I make sure each time I go out, I have all the necessary gear to protect myself and also to protect those that I'll be dealing with as I execute my duties.
Okay, hold on there. I'll bring on Marvelous, and then she can pose a question. Then we bring him back. Marvelous, our guest is there, so pose a question to him.
Aiwa, ndofara kumboonawo vamukwashi togara kuona mapicture avanotora. Vamukwashi mungatitsananguriro kuti ndedzipi nzvimbo dzamanga muri kuenda? Tiri kuona muri kuenda kunzvimbo dzakasiyana siyana. Ndakaona muri kuEpworth nekumwewo. Tiudzewo kuti muri kutambirwa sei sevatori venhau muchienda kunopawo chikafu nezvimwe zvikwanisiro zvakadai semamaski nezvimwewo?
hongu tanga tiri kuEpworth svondo rapfuura tiri kutambirwa zvakanaka chose pane chikafu chatiri kupa vanhu vari kunyanya kutambura nguva ino yecovid pandemic. Tine madzimai uye varume vanga vasingakwanisi kuenda kumabasa nenyaya yekuti industry yakavhara. Saka tiri kutambirwa zvakanaka uye vanhu vane zvichemo zvakawanda ende tiri kungokurudzira vanhu vari kutisapota kuti varamba vachitisapota kuti tikwanise kupa chikafu, tikwanise kupa chikafu kune macommunities atiri kuenda kunyanya kuEpworth, kwatanga tiri kukwadzana, kuchitungwiza, kumarondera, kuwedza kwese takasvika tichipa vanhu chikafu nebasa ratinenge tichiita.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Mkwashe, and hold on there. Let me try to bring in Mr. Mbuso Mhlanga. He has been here for a while now. So, Mr. Mhlanga, nxa sikhangela ke khona ngapha eSouth Africa siyabona ukuthi kulodubo sibili olukhulu lwendlala. Abantu banganani esizwa kuthiwa ke bayalamba, abanye sebebuyela ekhaya. Kambe bayenze kuhle ukuthi babuyele ekhaya kumbe kuhamba njani?
Gibbs, abantu bafuna ukubuyela ekhaya, yes, bakhona abanye bathi bafuna ukwenza njalo, but iningi labantu bathi abangeke babuyele ekhaya ngoba I don't think ngale kuzobancedani ngokubuyela ekhaya kangako. Fine, ngale njengokuthi kuyabe kusekhaya lo muntu uzokube elendawo lapho angathi hayi ngizocasha lana ngizokubhadala irent mhlambe ngizothola ukudla and so forth, but abantu abaningi lana hayi abakho prepared ukubuyela ekhaya as such. Nje ukuthi sometimes abantu abanye into lese umuntu oyiwana ngakhuluma into sokungantiwa 1,000 people basho kanjalo. It's not true. Bakhona abanye abathi bafuna ukubuyela for their own reasons, but abaningi abafuna ukubuyela.
Yes, so yes, continue.
Bemfuna ukuthi ngibuze mina ukuthi kanti okwenza ukuthi kubanjwe laba abantu abayi-3 only. That's why ngithe mina kanti what happened to these other people abebe demonstrate nalaba abantu la? Why amaphoyisa engababambanga? Because under the regulations zomthetho, these people were all breaking, let's say, the what is this? The rules as corner as a lockdown, and it. Then again, I would like to believe what they didn't have authority, maybe from the police or whoever is responsible to say go ahead in demonstration here. Why were the police only targeting, or whoever arrested these people? Why did they only target abantu abayi-3? And why now gathering all this interest amaphoyisa sesiyagcwala esibhedlela and so forth? Is it that ukuthi laba abantu abenze lokhu vela abazakali, or they're just trying to kuvala abantu amehlo? And this guy Otiena, people are trying to create a situation whereby international world will come in, maybe militarily and so forth. We're better to think America when an ammunition to waste on a country like Zimbabwe right now, when there is even more to look after, like in this case, COVID delay and tensions as a South Chinese Sea ngale. Uyabheda nje ucabanga ukuthi kunabantu abasanesikhathi ukuthi bangalwela iZimbabwe what for what?
Okay, Mr. Mhlanga, so hold on there. So marvelous, what Mr. Mhlanga is saying is that, he's wondering why, these 3 ladies were actually arrested, among all the people that were actually protesting. I still remember the father of one of the girls, and that is Mr. Henry Chimbiri, once said that they were actually under surveillance. So he said they were actually targeted, and maybe that's why they were arrested and taken to where they were taken and tortured and all those kind of things. So we're trying to bring in Marvelous Joseph Chuma of ZANU-PF, and he hasn't responded, but I'm sure he's going to respond. And Mr. Energy Mtoti as well. I think the two gentlemen have been trying to contact them, and maybe in the next 5 minutes I'll get them. So I'll go ahead and pose a question maybe to Mr. Chimbiri or Mr. Mkwaji.
I think I will go back to Mr. Chimbiri and just say, vangatipo here update yekuti pari zvino mwana wavo iwo Cecilia Chimbiri ari kunzwa sei uyezve nevamwe vaviri.
Okay, so Mr. Chimbiri, the question is, how is your daughter feeling together with the two others right now?
Both the three daughters are not feeling okay. The conditions deteriorated since around 10, when the police were forcing to have their interviews so that they investigate the case which they know that they are the ones. They must arrest themselves. They are actually restless, and they actually the other girl was vomiting right now as I was just in the room before you called me. And the other one can't even recognize. Joanne cannot recognize me. Neither can she recognize the vice president who would come to see vice president Linette Kore Karenyi. She was here. She could not recognize her, and it shows there's a serious psychological medical problem, which was caused by people who we call the police. Who must arrest themselves, because there's no any other way a police officer can be deployed at a roadblock and the head office doesn't know where they are. Right now, all the police officers who are here are known by name and by number who is at this hospital. So it is a simple routine to just go at the station where the roadblock was and asking who took them. They know who took them because it was them who were actually a Hollywood to play surveillance, and so they went to the station. So what I am telling you is that the police knows very well that they are the ones who did this. I have no any other alternative of saying this, but the idea is that Chemberia Shaikwa in Shona, it means that hyena is the one that is actually devoured the elderly woman. If you fail to get an elderly woman in the morning when you wake up, and then you find a hyena stew or waste matter with the hair of the old lady, it means that the hyena is devoured or eaten up the old woman. So the police are the ones who took my daughter, and they are the ones who took to the police station, and are the ones who then grievously, bodily harmed my daughter. So I don't have any excuse from them. They can try to run up and down this. They are being given pressure by their top leadership to change the story or to force them into believing. You can't force a snake to become a worm. So they know what happened. They are very much aware. And even Paul Tembanyati said, we have the three girls, we have arrested them and detained them because they were actually doing a demonstration. So why don't you then hand them to the courts? So the police can't be the courts. In other words, the police is no longer the police because the Constitution says the police facilitate any criminal offense to be heard in a court of law. And I expect the police, since they also have a department of legal, they should have advised each other to say if a person is arrested, he must be taken or she must be taken to a court of law. So these police officers, they are telling me nonsense. It's all utter rubbish.
There you are, Marvelous.
Thank you.
Do you want to put that in Shona?
Yeah, maybe just briefly, if you can just explain to us how the ladies are holding up, just on the ladies.
And mumwe wacho vamhenga vamutora futi neambulenzi vakaenda naye mapurisa vaita kuti pasina kunditaurira kuti mupereti mwana taakudai. Saka mapurisa vanoziva zvavakaita nevana ndo vakavamisa vakavatora ende vanotoziva kuti vakaenda navo kupi. Saka zvose zvavari kutaura kuti hatisi kuziva kuti vana ava vakarohwa naani kana vari kunyepa. Vane vanhu vakuru vari pamusoro vavakataura navo vachinzi endai navo torai muende navo kwakati. Nokuti pavakazenge pakutaurwa kunzi vana ava vari kupi vakati choisa hatina vana panapa. Asi mukuru wemapurisa anova spokesperson Paul Tembanyati akati iye vana ava tinavo tavasungwa panapa. Ende ininiwo zvakare mwana wangu musikana anonzi Cecilia, inini my blood DNA, my blood daughter. Anyepe anonditaura enamiri kuti andotaura inini zvakawanda kupfuura amai vangu. Saka ndinomuziva kuti hanyepe akataura akati deti tasungwa nemapurisa ndiri paHarare Central Police Station. Saka ndakazoenda ikoko ndikaona vana havasisawanika vaakuramba-ramba. Nekuramba ndichibvunza vakati ndichinda kutopara mhosva ndobva vatondikanda murumu ye115 iripo paCentral Police Station ipapo mudenga mufirst floor. Zvanzi iwewe takukusunga nokuti uri kukonzesa problem kuda kuti manikidza kuti tibvume kuti mwana ari panapa. Saka mapurisa vanoziva kwakaenda mwana wangu. Chembere ikashayikwa, kune tsumo yechivanhu inoti chembere yashayikwa asi bere ravanenge rakanyaimvi. Kurova kuti chadya chembere ibere. Saka isu takashaya mwana atorwa nemapurisa parodi block. Saka ndivo vanoziva kwavakanga vaisa mwana, ndivo vakakuwadza mwana wangu. Ende handisuduruke handitsukunyi kubva ipapo. Kana vachida kundiuraya ngavauraya, asi nyika dzose ngadzizive kuti mapurisa enyika ino hapachisina, havachateedza mutemo, hapachisina yatingati mutemo wepabhuku and rule of law. Hapachisina mutemo. Inini handichavimba nemupurisa, anyone anonzi mupurisa handichavimba naye. Nokuti vanogona kuti kana vauya vachindisunga vanogona kundiuraya. Izviso vanogona kuuya kundisunga sezvavakaita nezuro. Pamba pakauya vanhu vatatu vakamira pagedhi kumaraundi 11. Ndasvika pamba. Ndichangoningirika, ndichangopinda. Ndangogara-gara, ndichangodzima malaiti, ndakaona pachinokwa vari kubata gedhi. Saka kureva kuti vanogona kuuya futi kuda kutishungurudza. Asi ngavauye vakagadzira nokuti inini ndichaita chivanga chinoita kuti vazive kuti vambouya pamba pedu. Nokuti vanozoramba kuti havana kuuya.
Thank you very much, and stay on the line. Let's try to bring in Mr. Joseph Chuma. I guess he's going to pick our line right now. We are trying to call him, and he had promised that he's going to actually respond on time, and we chat to him. So hopefully we are going to get him right now. And he was attending the funeral service of the late, or maybe memorial service of the late Absalom Sikosana in Bulawayo, and I guess he has actually finished doing that. So, but unfortunately, he's not responding to our call, so maybe he's going to call back. So let's keep our fingers crossed that Mr. Joseph Chuma will actually join us. So now we'll also try Mr. Energy Mutoti, so that maybe he can join us too. So I'm trying by all means to get him here, but there are no responses at the moment. So hopefully I'm going to get the two gentlemen. So now, Marvelous, we are remaining with exactly 7 minutes. So maybe let's let me field my last question to Mr. Mhlanga before we end our show. So briefly, Mr. Mhlanga, I think you have heard some of the issues, concerning a man and his daughter. The relationship between a man and his daughter and a man and his son. So I think you can understand very clearly that Mr. Chimbiri is very angry, right?
Yeah, it's so painful, Gibbs.
Yes.
It's not only the father and the daughter, but as long as you are a parent and your child is found in those circumstances, it's so painful. Allow me, I wouldn't really take it lightly. But if only these guys who perpetrated the violence in Jengaleo can really be known, then people take action about, against them, then it will be better than what the police will hide them. Then there will be a lot of stories, pretenses as if nothing happened, yet it's so obvious. This thing, like I was saying, this guy who says, I love abantu by a comedian. When it's like that, it actually fuels even anger more than how people might be angry. So some of these statements are really not necessary under these circumstances. But
yes,
it's bad. It's bad. Nobody would love to see his or her child maybe going through that kind of situation. But on the other hand, me now, as a former police officer, Gibbs, I think I would rather maintain or preserve my professionalism because you will always be counted in those bad people who are doing that. And you know, how do you appear in society, or let's say in the community, with that kind of people like Uzizwele, lo baba lo is angry.
Very.
And he's not even mincing his words. He's saying it loud and clear. Now, right now, he doesn't trust the police and he hates them. So, you know, when you are now hated in the community, which you're supposed to police and so forth, yeah, it's really, really bad. Very, very bad. I think the police must be professional and stop being partisan. Tina satis police and we thought you must be apolitical and serve the nation, not the party or whoever is ruling. But it seems it's no longer the case now, and it's so painful. And really, Zimbabwe seems not to be progressing in the right direction as people would envisage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mhlanga. Just hold on there. Let me bring Marvelous as we conclude our show today. Marvelous, go ahead.
I think I wanted one last question to go to Mr. Mukwaji.
Unfortunately, Mr. Mukwaji's phone just cut off.
Oh, okay. Maybe to Mr. Chimbiri, if he's still here.
Yes, he's
here. Kuti vachimbiri motitsananguriro kuti saka munoona remangwana remwana wenyu rakamira sei pari zvino.
So, Mr. Chimbiri, the question is, tell us about the future of your child, you know, just briefly. Go ahead, sir.
The future of my child is now blocked. It has been hindered by this kind of disablement where psychological torture is constantly being applied on my daughter. Anything to do with her future is being shuttered by the police. If it were not the police, my daughter has got a future. And they know very well. This is why they put them on surveillance. They tracked them. If she had actually a problem, they should have arrested the demonstration. Why would you follow them and then arrest them at a roadblock if you think there's a problem? So my future, for the future of my daughter, is in disaster. And I call upon the international community, everyone else, to understand that my daughter needs a life. She needs a future. And so if there are another who can actually help her so that she comes into terms to her brains, I'm welcoming them. And I'm happy to say you have given me this platform to air my views and air what is inside me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. We wish to take this opportunity this time to thank Mr. Henry Chimbiri, the father of Cecilia Chimbiri, who was allegedly abducted. Thank you so much. Abducted by state security agents. Yes, thank you. Bye-bye. So we also wish to say thank you to Mr. Mbuso Mhlanga, who is a former police officer, but here he's representing himself. He's based in South Africa. He has got a business down there. And we also wish to say thank you to Mr. Tsvangirai Mukwaji. He is an international photographer, a photojournalist based in Zimbabwe. Signing off is Gibbs Dube in Washington, D.C., saying goodbye, but I'm in Maryland. So this thing actually messed me up. So I'm in Maryland. Goodbye, Zimbabwe. Marvelous.
Thank you very much. Vatsvangirai Mukwaji vanga vakamirira Zimbabwe frontliners boka remajournalist kana kuti vatatu navo vari kubatsira vari kutarisana nechirwere cheCovid-19 kana kuti coronavirus. Inini ndini Marvelous Mhlanga uye ndiri kutetenyura ndiri kumba muWashington DC. Tosangana mangwana paLet's Talk, ngatikurukurei.